Hello and welcome to chapter 1, the language of chemistry for class 9th ICSE. This video is in parts, that is part 1, part 2, part 3. So you have to watch all the videos to complete the chapter. So in this chapter what we'll be studying? We'll be studying about symbols, valencies, formulas, radicals, etc. So let's start with the introduction. With the introduction of this chapter. So we should know what is chemistry. Chemistry is a branch of science in which we study about the matter. That is, what is matter made up of, what is its structure, what is its nature, what changes are observed when it is subjected to different conditions. Many theories were proposed regarding the matter which helped us to understand the real essence of matter. A basic unit of matter in any state is considered as molecule. The basic unit of matter is molecule because molecule is the smallest part of matter which can have an independent existence. Molecule can exist independently. A pure substance is one which is made up of molecules containing same kind of atoms. For example, carbon dioxide is a pure substance. All the molecules of it are made up of 2 oxygen atoms and 1 carbon atom. A molecule may contain similar atoms or dissimilar atoms. A pure substance is the one which a molecule is made up of atoms of same kind are called elements. So let's see what is an element. An element is a simple and pure form of matter which cannot be decomposed into simpler substance. An element is a simple and pure form of matter which cannot be decomposed into simpler substance. All elements are made up of atoms. You should know that all elements are made up of atoms. The smallest particle of an element which represents all the properties of an element. So you should know what is atom now. What is an atom? An atom is the smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist independently but can take part in the chemical reaction. So as they said that an atom is a simple and pure form of matter which cannot be decomposed into simpler substance. Okay, this is the definition of an element. Now as you know, all elements are made up of atoms. Now what is atom? An atom is the smallest particle of an element which may or may not exist independently but can take part in a chemical reaction. Now let's study in detail. A set of atoms of same type together form a molecule. So let's take an example as oxygen is an atom. One more oxygen you take. So when these two atoms of same element come together, they form a molecule, that is O2. O plus O we write O2. So O2 is a molecule. The number of atoms in a molecule of an element is called atomicity. So in a molecule, how many atoms are there? That number is known as atomicity. Okay, let's see here. Molecules can be monoatomic, diatomic and even polyatomic. So molecules can be containing only one atom, two atom or more than 3. What do you mean by monoatomic molecule? Elements having only one atom in their molecules. Monoatomic molecules are those elements having only one atom in their molecules. For example, you can see helium. You can see it is just He. Never write He2, He3. You have never seen it is just He. Here it is neon. Here it is argon. All these noble gases usually are monoatomic molecules having only one atom in their molecules. So the atomicity of noble gases is 1. Okay, He, then you know Na, Ar, Kr and Xe, Rn, etc. You can see they are just made up of only one atom. So you should know that noble gases are monoatomic molecules. The atomicity of metal elements like sodium, potassium, magnesium, copper, etc. is also taken as 1. You should always know that sodium is Na. Sodium is Na. You have never seen writing sodium Na2, 3, 4 like that. It is just Na. Potassium is just K. Magnesium is just Mg. Copper is just Cu. So it's in this way the atomicity is 1. The atomicity of carbon is also 1. Just we write C. Never we write C, C1, C2, C3, C4. Thus, noble gases, metals and carbon are monoatomic molecules. Now let's see what do you mean by diatomic molecules. Elements having 2 atoms in their molecule. Elements having 2 atoms in their molecule are known as diatomic molecules. For example, hydrogen. Now hydrogen is a molecule. You should know that here 2 atoms, that is H and one more H, together it forms H2. So hydrogen is a diatomic molecule. Hydrogen atom never exists singly. Similarly, oxygen is O2, means O plus O gives O2. Nitrogen is N2. So 2 nitrogen atoms combine together to form nitrogen molecule. Now let's see what is triatomic. Tri means here 3, atoms means this atoms. Elements having 3 atoms in their molecule. If a molecule has 3 similar atoms, it will be triatomic molecule. For example, ozone. So there are 3 oxygen atoms in it. So it is O3. Tetra. Tetra means 4. Tetraatomic molecule. That is element having 4 atoms in their molecule. For example, phosphorus. Phosphorus will be always P4. I hope you understood this much. Now again there can be octaatomic molecules. Octa means 8. That means element having 8 elements in their molecule. Sulfur. Example is sulfur. So questions here. Monoatomic carbon and metals are monoatomic. Diatomic gases like oxygen, hydrogen, nitrogen are in the diatomic form. Triatomic is only one, that is our ozone. Tetraatomic is phosphorus and octaatomic is sulfur. So what's a molecule? A molecule is the smallest particle that has the capability to exist independently. A molecule can exist independently. A molecule of an element exhibits all the property of that element. So how the element is, whatever the properties are there, same thing a molecule can exhibit. Next, when atoms or molecules of different element combine in a fixed ratio, they form the molecule of the compound. For example, sodium chloride, water, ammonia. In this all this formula, you can see there are fixed ratios of the element. So you can see water. Here there are 2 hydrogen atom and 1 oxygen atom. So it's a fixed ratio. Then only it will be known as water. H2O is known as water. Suppose the ratio changes, then it will be not water. For example, if there are 2 hydrogen and there are 2 oxygen atoms, then it will be hydrogen peroxide, not water. H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide, which you use in the medical kit, first aid box. So H2O2 is hydrogen peroxide because of the fixed ratio of hydrogen and oxygen. But in this case, the ratio is 2 hydrogens and 1 oxygen, so it is water. Similarly, there should be 1 nitrogen atom and 3 hydrogen atoms, then only it is ammonia, and then is NaCl. Sodium is 1, ratio of sodium is 1 and chlorine element is 1, so it is NaCl. So depending on the ratios, we find the molecules of the compound. So 2 or more kinds of molecules combine to form a mixture. A mixture may include constituents as the element, an element, and a compound, or only compounds. Mixture can be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Homogeneous means they have uniform compositions, whereas heterogeneous means non-uniform distribution of the different particles of molecule. For example of homogeneous mixture, you can see salt solution. Take a glass of water, add some 1 spoon of salt, mix it. The whole thing becomes homogeneous. It becomes only one uniform body. You cannot find salt separately and water separately. So they form a uniform body. Whereas example of heterogeneous mixture is muddy water. When you take a glass of water and add some mud in that, you can still see mud and water. So it is heterogeneous mixture. It's a non-uniform distribution of the molecules. So here we will be studying about the name of the elements and compounds are abbreviated by using certain symbol and formulae. So in 1600, chemists tried to represent a substance that they used for their experiment by different kinds of pictographic symbol, picture like symbols. Okay, for example, triangle for earth, then a crescent for silver, etc. So scientist means chemist in 1600 AD, they didn't have any symbols as we have today, and they used to use some picture forms, like a triangle means earth, whereas crescent means for silver. Then John Dalton used some other types of symbols to represent the element. So John Dalton also used some types of symbols. Those symbols were such as circle for oxygen atom. If you wanted to represent oxygen, he used to use circle, and a circle with a dot in the center for hydrogen. So Dalton's symbols are here. So Dalton, what all symbols he used for different elements. For hydrogen, a circle with a dot in the center, carbon completely dark circle, oxygen a circle without shading, then phosphorus this way, sulfur in the plus sign in the circle, platinum with P in the circle, iron I in the circle, copper C in the circle, silver S, gold, lead and mercury. Okay, again some other like CH in the circle for chlorine and so on. Later, a scientist known as Berzelius, okay, this is very important, this scientist here suggested that initial letter of an element written in capital letter should represent the particular element. The first letter of the element was taken as the symbol. For example, oxygen, that you see the spelling here, OXYGEN. So the first letter is O is taken as symbol of oxygen, H for hydrogen, C for carbon and so on. The first letter of all these elements were taken as the symbol. But in some cases the suggested symbol did not agree with the English names of the element. This was because some of the symbols were based on the Latin names or other languages names of the element. So let's see, this question is very important for your examination. So gold is represented as symbol AU, capital A and small u, because it is derived from the Latin name aurum or rum. Gold is similarly silver, in the Latin they used to call it as argentum. So the first and the third letter, capital A and small g, Ag is silver. Then mercury, here it is, the Latin name is hydrargyrum, so Hg, capital H small g is a symbol of mercury. Copper, so here cuprum, C capital U small, Cu symbol of copper. Lead is plumbum, the fruit plumbum plumbum, Pb, capital P, small b. Iron, ferrum, the Latin name is ferrum. So first and the second letter, capital F, small e, ferrum. Sodium, very important, in exam they ask. It is derived from the Latin name natrium. So Na, the first two letters Na, and capital small a. Potassium is K because of the Latin name kalium. Tin is Sn because of stannum, the Latin name. Antimony Sb because of the Latin name stibbium. And this last one is interesting, question might be asked on this. Tungsten is W because of the German name, not the Latin name, because of German name Wolfram. Okay. Now what do you mean by symbol? A symbol is a short form that stands for the atom of a specific element, or the abbreviation used for the name of an element. Okay, symbol is a short form, also the abbreviation of an element. So let's see. Each element is denoted by a symbol. So all these elements have a proper symbol. You cannot write the lengthy names for each and every reaction. So we need a short form, that is the symbols are taken here. Some symbols are derived from English name and some from the Latin. You should always know that the first letter should be always capital. For example, sulfur, the first letter is S here. So we should take its symbol as capital S. Hydrogen, the symbol is H. We should always take the first letter, that is capital H. Similarly, here are some of the symbols which are always taken in the capital. Sometimes what happens, there can exist, the element can exist in the same first letter. You can see here carbon is C here, cobalt also exists with C, copper C, calcium C, and so on. That time if for every element you cannot take C as a symbol, it will cause lot of confusion. So for that, what we should do, we should take the second letter. In this case we have taken only C here, so it is carbon. It is understood C means carbon. But for cobalt, what we should do, the second letter is O. The first letter should be always capital and the second letter small o. CO is cobalt. Cobalt is denoted by two letters. First one is C, second one is O. C should be capital, O should be small. Similarly, copper, you cannot take CO here again. Here you should take Cu because of the Latin name cuprum. Cuprum, you can see C is first letter and U is the second letter. Calcium, C capital small a. Cadmium, here again Ca is there, again Ca is there. So we should take the third letter here. C capital and D small. Chromium, C and R. C capital, small r. Chlorine, C capital, L small. C L. C capital, small l. So in this way the letters are taken and symbols are made. Now one more interesting here, question will be asked on this. CO and CO, you must have seen in the equations. Here C is capital, O is small, so it is cobalt. Suppose if you see both the letters are capital, that means it is not cobalt but it is carbon monoxide. You should know the difference between capital C small o and capital O capital C. Now here symbol just is not a short form, it also signifies something. Let's see what does a symbol signifies. So symbol represents the name of the element. For example, nitrogen, suppose symbol N, that means we understand, oh, it's an element nitrogen. It also represents the one atom of the element. Suppose I take gold, so the atom will be Au. Suppose I take nitrogen, the atom will be N. Then the third point here, a symbol also signifies a definite mass of the element, okay, equal to the atomic mass expressed in grams. Suppose I write here nitrogen, let's take nitrogen. It is telling us about the how much gram of nitrogen is there in that. So 14 gram, that is its atomic mass. Oxygen will be 16 gram. Chlorine will be 35.5 grams. So in that way. So these are the some symbols and the Latin name, how they are derived, the capital letter and the second letter, etc. So you need to study in detail.